Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Bestiary Flashback League with a solo self-found hardcore Necromancer. And today it is time for Maligaro's map. And let's see what kind of mods we're gonna get inside. We get invasion bosses, we get bloodlines, and we get beyond. I approve of this. So I guess that comes as no surprise. There's Beyond here. I always approve of Beyond. So it's 52 area. I'm looking for 57 currently. Soon to be 58. Which I think was our extended duration node for skills. So that's gonna be good. Make the phantasms last even longer. Makes the skeletons last even longer, if that's even a relevant thing, since they already last quite a while by default. But also, temporary effects. So hello there, all-seeing eye. Yep, everybody fights that one. Let's throw a net. Good. As I was saying, temporary effects like Immortal are of course also affected by the increased duration. So there's a little upside there. I decided to put my two auras just behind here and just show the cooldown for Immortal. Seems a little bit more irrelevant this way. Also, there's a lower chance of accidentally disabling an aura. Sometimes I do fumble on activating specific skills. And it is kind of annoying to accidentally disable an aura. So in between episodes, I did a little bit of gear upgrading. Got some decent resistances and some extra life and energy shield out of the bargain here. Got boots here that have more movement speed, and that's mainly their best feature. Also got a little bit of fire resistance on there. The reason I crafted fire resistance on here is because this new ring is pretty darn amazing. There is nearly 100 points of resistances on here, but fire resistance is a little bit on the low end. But there's also 76 life as well as 10 energy shield and a little bit of increased rarity on here. So getting a decent ring required compensating a little bit, and well, it's not a punishment to get a little bit more movement speed from the boots, even though for the rest they're fairly mediocre. But they do have 4 sockets, and the sockets were a direct upgrade from what I had before. Getting very close to my level upgrade, usually noticeable because all my gems suddenly want an upgrade. Hey, soldier boots, that is level appropriate. Also something that I could potentially craft with. SRS wants to level. And another bridge, usually that means another way forward, but here it just looks like it's connected to the same island I was gonna go towards otherwise. And Potency of Will is the upgrade we pick at this time. And Immortal now lasts for 0.7 seconds. That's decent improvement over, I believe, the default of 0.4. Still has a relatively short duration. But it triggers relatively often, so the longer it stays up, the more benefit I have from it. I must say, I've become pretty good at not even triggering it all that often. Because for some reason my minions always seem to get all the attention. Not that I'm complaining, but just observing. I really do like their attention, those minions. You are a beastie. So let's throw a trap on you and then capture you. Nice.
You have been captured, beast. You will be a survivor.
Yes.
Or you will be food.
Pick up things from this side. And now I just casually stroll into Maligaro's workshop. Let's have ourselves a boss fight. So he's physical, he's poison, so or chaos. So let's be careful. On the other hand, I have a lot of minions, so he ought to be careful for me as well. Yeah. You know the thing where I open my mouth and then I lose a lot of hit points? I seem to have that quite a lot in situations like these. The purple ball lightning was definitely interesting looking. Low enough level that he should start teleporting around, but well, the minions, they take care of him. So kind of underscores my whole point I made back in the theory craft. I, as the player, am the weakest link in this entire setup here. So the more defensive layers I have stacked, the better it ought to be. So he's happy, Helena's happy. I guess we can teleport out of here. Look at that, black venom. You want the black venom for your lovely little spider queen lady something. And Helena wants to have a chat. Eramir, Yina, everybody wants to have a chat. Ooh, soldier boots. I think I just accepted, or picked up some of those. So, not really all that great. Nope, that one I was gonna keep. For crafting purposes, of course. No, let's stack those away. And then continue our journey. Since we now have access to the Chamber of Sins level 2, no, take this point, follow it. Rogue Exile, Tormented Spirits and Beyond. Though we should not be spending too much time in here since the way out is kind of around the corner. And the door removes the purple. So there's a trial here and the layout is unlike what it was before. Usually you can go up and there's now a bit of a blockage. So let's do some full clear action. Omen Wand. That's not what I want. Well, what do we have here? Rogue Exiles, Spirit and Abyss. So no Beyond, but we do get happy green things. And lore usually means the way forwards into the trial. Last trial before the Cruel Lab. So after completing this, we can run the Cruel Labyrinth. And get myself some more points. Make the, always forget the name of it, Convocation. Yes, reduce the Convocation cooldown by a little bit. Okay, we got some things frozen here. Okay. Okay. Of course, you open the door and then my minions casually stroll through. So that's what I do. And once again, while trying to hit just about every single trap in the labyrinth, I managed to muddle my way through. For some reason it feels like the endgame trials are easier than these.
The former is wisdom.
Or maybe by that point I'm primed enough to not step in every single possible trap there is. But that's maybe a different explanation. Let's see what comes crawling out of this one. Let's see. Oh, ghosty. Orange thing. Yeah, that's a very, very dangerous orange thing. You are my target number 1 and you are dead. That is good. That makes you a happy enemy. So we actually killed the whatever beastie it was before I even knew what it was. A lot of the abyss mobs seem to be doing physical damage, so if you prime your defenses for physical, also be doing pretty well. So the Basalt Flask and the Granite Flask together, they stop a lot of physical damage. Hallowed Life, I already have that. Let's continue the search. We did the trial, so the way out is the thing I'm looking for now. Well, as I said, the layout here is a little unlike what it used to be. Oh, hello there, Antalina Pora. Because normally you have to head to the top of the map and now it's randomly in the bottom. So, yeah. You can make less assumptions about the layout of an area. Therefore it will be much more random. But the upside is that you'll end up doing more full clears. Hey, you, there's a rare there. Go do your job. Incompetent ghost. Guess there's a reason you died and turned into a ghost. Just not even capable of possessing a target. Gee. Ghosts these days. Well. We can move forward. Let's use the waypoint to empty some pockets.
Greetings.
Just so we don't have to go back halfway through. Ooh, maximum life. That's actually not a bad base. Minions leech 0.5% of damage as life. That's not quite bad. I've had better, but it's not bad. 32 life on a jewel is very decent. I've been trying to sort them a little bit by usual mods, so these are all life ones. 30 plus, 20 plus. And here I've got some with resist, and this is of course the violent dead, which boosts my zombie slam attack. So I think for the next goal is gonna be heading forwards to take out Ralakesh. Let's see around the... Oh, what's other mods? Let's double check that. Nemesis, Bloodline, that's a nice combo, and Perendis. Okay. So all the magical and rare mobs have something special about them. Okay, this beastie, I just throw the trap and my minions finish it.
You are well prepared for the end.
From 100% life to 0 life in the time it takes for the trap to do its thing. Ooh, another beastie up ahead. Oh, hello. You are not quite the beastie I was looking for, but let's trap you anyway. Well, wonderful.
You are well prepared for the end.
And oh, throw. Yes, I think I got it. Yes, got a tunnel feed.
You are well prepared for the end. This is a fine capture.
And then we continue. Hey, Kadibro! And your buddies. The Golden Horde. Not to be confused with the descendant of the Khans, of course. Oh yeah, see, double whammy. That's always fun. 2 Perendis chests next to each other. That's efficient. You just keep killing gold stuff until the gold stuff stops piling out.
Allow me to turn your coins into something useful.
What do you have for me? Namau sign. Ruby ring. So Virus. Some fire added damage added to spells and attacks. Bit of strength. Increased ignite duration. 10% chance to ignite. And recover life when you ignite an enemy. So that's pretty fun in a fire hit based build, I suppose. Life recovery on igniting something could be nice, though of course once ignited I guess you can't reignite it. But it's too expensive for me, so it doesn't really matter if it were useful or not. I simply cannot afford it. As I remarked before, it's not a thing that really shines for an SSF build. Especially not with those kinds of amounts of coins. Let's see, what do we have? Breaches, Invasion and Abysses. So, there's that. Fun times, fun times. Just a breach in the corner. I think we could do that. Let's clear out a little bit of a space. Just trying to push a little bit towards the edges here. Don't see any... Oh, accidentally triggered Abyss. Happy fun times. We'll go back for loot later. First we gotta deal with this. I guess that's a downside of having some mechanics spawn close to each other. But that said, we do have quite a murderous frenzy going on here with all the minions. So I should be able to just snowball from one encounter to the other without really too many issues. Okay, there's a lot of damage coming in, but I do have my physical damage mitigation flask, and look at that. Game suddenly looks just like a Diablo 2. Pixel art extraordinary. That's of course because way too many things were happening all at once. And oh, look at that, we even survived this one and I got another stage on the Abyss. And oh yeah, let's produce some more physical stuff while my minions kill more of the enemies to help me top up my flasks and help me fix my physical damage mitigation. And there, my reward, an Abyssal Trove. Also, 2 of my zombies died. That's quite an achievement. Though, I guess in all of the buzziness, that was to be expected. I mean, I really did push them quite far. So, let's follow the lines back and pick up all the loot that dropped in the carnage. Betrayal. Okay. And then from here we follow the line. And then all the currency that dropped inside of the bridge. Well, I did get my priority straight this time. First, I dealt with the monsters and the timed game mechanics. Afterwards, only afterwards, did I go for the loot. Though I must admit, I did had to catch myself from actually going after the loot there, because it took me a little bit of a delay to go for the abysses. What can I say? It's loot. It's also so shiny. I think we're getting pretty close to town here. Yep. So let's portal back, empty pockets, and then we can go into the boss fight with empty pockets, so we can fill
Greetings.
them. Let's have a look at what you dropped for me. So, once again, no, just all the stuff I found, with the exception of things like jewels, which I always stash. Everything goes in here, and then I have to actually pick something if it is worth keeping, rather than defaulting to keeping stuff. It's a very, very good way of dealing with some of your backrat tendencies, since I definitely have that, since a lot of items they have something that's like, oh wait, this could be handy, this could come in, and this could come in nice. So if you just put it away, then no, it's like buying it back, and then a lot of the so-so items you just default to selling them. For example, this one, it's decent life, decent ES. It's a pretty poor implicit strength roll, a little bit of resist. So no, it goes, because what we have is actually better.
Farewell.
But I could have seen keeping it if I weren't so strict. If I had to make a choice to sell things rather than to keep things. Let's see, this one has some resists on here, so put it in with the resists. Now jewels are really flexible slots because you can just pop the jewels in and out. So they're a great way for just fixing up things like resistance gaps, or just giving yourself some additional stats if you really need them, especially after switching gear around. Jewels are a great way to just fix some. If you need like 5 points of dex, good chances is that if you've been just stashing your jewels, you might have a jewel that fixes that. Okay, all that talk out of the way. Let's have ourselves a boss fight with Ralakesh. Okay, putting down some corpses here. Not really under heavy fire just yet, so for now I'm just keeping my flasks as they are. Recasting the skeletons. Okay, taking some more damage here, so now it's time for my flasks. And there we are. If you totally tank up early on in the fight, chances are that your flasks are going to be empty towards the end, where you do need them. But that was rather easy, which is good. Reduce physical damage over time taken while moving. That's basically a fancy way of saying you take less bleeding damage, though. Rage, Fury Rage, Blood Rage? Yes, Blood Rage, yes, a green skill. That one also gives you 4% of your maximum life as physical damage over time that you take. This one actually reduces that as well. So if you're doing a Blood Rage build, this might be helpful to reduce the damage mitigation while moving. So if you got a mobile Blood Rage build, that helps. Otherwise, not that helpful. So once again, next area, got a waypoint, and have a little bit of a chat with the other folks in town. And that is a passive point because we just killed ourselves a god. Minor as it was. Especially if you compare it to the next god on the list. The Rislava, no, Grefkul. Yes, Grefkul, Mother Bear. Less of a fan of her. So, next up, I think it's gonna be wise to just tank up a little bit more. A couple of ways to go. Over here we got Purity of Flesh, which afterwards could be helpful to just pick up a 1 pointer here, increase the area of effect of aura skills. So the curse goes a little further, as well as having discipline extend a little further to cover more of the minions. And then going over here towards Faith and Steel, it's a bit of resist, a bit of energy shield, a bit of armor, just a little bit of everything that is happy for this build. So this is a very helpful mixed corner, a lot of bonuses there. Foresight could just be very, very efficient. 20% increased maximum energy shield as well as 20 flat ES. So that just stacks nicely. Over here, maybe a little bit less efficient in terms of how much energy shield you gain, but it does increase energy shield recharge rate, which you don't have a lot of for. Also, it increases max lightning resistance by 1 point, so that is helpful to eventually get. Shaper, useful for some life regen and mana regen, but we don't have mana issues, and most of the time we're fighting on energy shield, and we don't really have that much life yet, so the added value of this one is a little bit on the low end right now, I would say. think it's better to just pick this one slightly later. For example, after we got the Purity of Flesh wheel. Another one to eventually travel to is Written in Blood. It's a hybrid energy shield and life wheel. It's to travel to, and then it's 4 nodes of just good value. And I think by the time everything I talked about is taken, we will have gotten quite far. Pretty close to maps, that is. Given that chaos damage, the couple times I have encountered it really messed me up. I think going for Purity of Flesh is not going to be a bad thing. So that's going to be the next goal there. And with that, I think this is going to be a good point to call it the end of an episode. In the next episode, we can do ourselves a Cruel Labyrinth. So as always, I'm going to thank you very much for watching. And hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.